If you have hooded, aging, mature, downturned, or droopy eyes, or a fold that cuts straight through where you place your eyeliner, or maybe you've stopped wearing eyeliner completely because it took too long or it's too much trouble, this video is for you. This is something I've been doing for a long time now, usually on days when I want to get ready quickly and keep my makeup easy because it's nearly effortless and always looks great. It always kind of blows my mind how easy it is. I don't know why I haven't shared it before. Now my eyes might look a little bit uneven. I showed 2 different techniques on each eye and a third just to give you some options. I'm sure there are others out there that may do this or something similar. This is just what I do frequently, and I truly think it can look great on anyone. It takes next to no time, and I wanted to share it in case it could help you. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new, and let's get into it. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. First, using pencil eyeliner, and second, using eyeshadow as eyeliner. This way, no matter your preference, you'll have something to follow, and the techniques do vary slightly depending on what you use. And you may think you prefer applying your eyeliner one way and try the other method and actually prefer that way. Now, if you have redness, veins, or discoloration on your eyelids, or if you like creating kind of a shadow illusion to help your heavy eyelids out or anything like that, I am going to be dealing with that very, very quickly and easily because that is something that I do on a daily basis. But on this first eye, I'm going straight in with eyeliner for those of you who just want to get straight into it. Now, when you're choosing your eyeliner, you want to choose one that glides on with no tugging, and it gives you time to work with it, blend it out, smudge it before it sets down. That's really important, and you'll see why here in a minute. The eyeliner I'm using today is the Sephora Waterproof Retractable Pencil in Brown. I have others that I really enjoy using for this, and I'll have those linked down below for you if you want some other options. Now, this is going to be second nature eventually. You're not going to have to follow all these steps. This is just getting you to the right place. So the first thing you're going to want to do is look straight into a mirror and notice the outer corner of your eye where your upper and lower lids meet, and find a spot right above that. You don't want to go below the outer corner of your eye because if you do, that's going to drag your eye down and make it look droopier than you probably want it. So you may find it helpful to make a slight dot or mark right at that point, either directly in your lash line or slightly above it. And then what you're going to do is draw or kind of scribble a line from that point to about the middle of your eye. You do not have to be neat at all. Sometimes I go a little heavier towards the outer part of my eye, but I'm basically just making a line right at my lash line, which doesn't really look that great. This is the point where we're going to turn this haphazard line into something. And this is where it's important to use an eyeliner that doesn't set too quickly because we're going to smudge this with a small dense brush now, and it's all going to come together. So I like to use either a Refer 23 mini pencil brush or an Esom. It's a mini rectangular brush. I'll have it linked down below too. And I start smudging that eyeliner towards my lash line. So it basically eliminates the need for me to tightline at all. I don't have to take the time to do that. And I swirl it and do back and forth motions so that the product gets smudged above that line too, creating this smoky effect. And you don't have to do what I'm doing. As I'm smudging it upwards and outwards, it creates this kind of smoky wing. You can just take it in the direction you want it. And any remainder that's left on the brush, I bring towards the inner corner of my eye to help my lash line look thicker, which again means I don't have to take the time to tightline. So this is what I'm left with after smudging it and swirling it up and out into a wing shape. It took maybe 30 seconds and that's it. Now, every now and then I blend a little bit too vigorously and kind of take away some of the pigment that I like to have close to my lash line. I like to have more depth, darkness close to my lash line than I do further away to have sort of a graduated look. You want to gently blend, not violently blend like I do sometimes. So if that happens, I will dip either that same brush that we were just working with or an angled brush like this one into the eyeliner. I'll just rub it back and forth like that, and then just add a little bit of pigment back in close to my lash line. Takes 2 to 5 seconds. Now, if you just wanted a little bit of definition, or if you're a minimalist and this is all you feel like you need, you could just add some mascara and be done. But if you do want a little bit of something on your eyelids, you can do what I'm doing now and just swipe on a smidge of a cream brown shadow that basically sets itself. This is Merit Solo in Studio, which I usually apply beforehand, and I'm going to on this second eye. But I mean, you just swipe the tiniest amount on your finger and sweep it up and out, and that is all it takes to blend it, and it self sets. I'm normally one that always advises you to apply eyeshadow primer before going in with any eyeliner or eyeshadow, but I find it's not really necessary with Merit Solo shadows and a really good long wearing eyeliner. Now, another step that is optional, that is something that I do pretty frequently, is taking a brown kind of coordinating mid-toned or even a slightly deeper shade. You can even mix the two, and swirling that into that shade we just applied and slightly above to add to that smoky gradient effect, and just gives it a little bit more dimension. And it can also fix any mistakes if your eyeliner did set too quickly, but it's completely optional. Okay, I added some mascara to this eye, and I think you can see there is a clear lift happening on this side that's not happening over here yet. So I'm going to go more minimal with the eyeliner over here in case you don't like to go as smoky or as wingy as I did on this side. And I'm going to go in my usual order of operations. So I'm dipping a finger into Merit Studio Solo Shadow, and I'm just going to apply it the way I did earlier, but first this time, swiping a tiny amount onto my lid with my finger and blending it up and out. You can also use a brush to blend this out. I just find it fast and easy with my finger most times, so that's what I do. And now it's time to scribble that messy line on the outer corner of your eye. Your pencil doesn't even have to be sharp for this. And as we smudge with that small dense brush, we're still smudging it towards the lash line, but instead of smudging it out and up so far like we did the other eye, we're keeping it a little closer, but I'm still taking it towards the inner corner just to have some more definition at the root of my lashes, so I get that lash thickness without having to tight line. Okay, I didn't completely finish my entire process that I do on an everyday basis before I put on mascara, because I wanted you to see how fast and easy it is to get a put together eye look. Even if eyeliner has always been difficult for you, or if you just don't like to take a lot of time to do it, no matter what your eye shape is, anybody can smudge on a pencil and smudge it out, and it works. It just works. So this is what you get if you stop here. Now, usually before mascara, I take a mid-toned or even sort of a deeper chocolate brown, or any shade. You don't have to use brown, you can use any palette, and I smudge and swirl it directly over and slightly above the eyeliner we already smudged, just to give it more dimension and to fix any unevenness that might be there and sort of camouflage it. It probably takes 30 seconds, but it just adds a little something that I personally like. It's optional, you don't have to do it, I just like it. I find it can also give the outer part of my eye a little bit more of a lift in a subtle way, because it softens the look a bit too. There's a very subtle difference when you do this technique with eyeshadow than with pencil and using a cream shadow to even out your eyelids, so let's go ahead and get into that via voiceover. Before you apply any eyeshadow, you want to be sure to set your lids with eyeshadow primer or concealer, something so your eyeshadow applies smoothly, doesn't crease, and lasts throughout the day. And to really make sure everything's locked in place and that your eyeshadow applies as smoothly as it possibly can and doesn't stick as you're applying it, you want to set your eyeshadow primer or concealer with translucent powder, not with your eyeshadow. Eyeshadow doesn't function the same way as translucent powder. Once your eyelids feel smooth and have no tackiness or stickiness to them, your eyelids are good to go and you're ready to apply your eyeshadow. I'm using Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette today, but you can use any palette you have on hand, any colors, it doesn't matter, drugstore, high-end. And just like with the pencil eyeliner, I'm showing you two different ways with eyeshadow because I vary it depending on my mood. So on this first eye, I'm dipping a Rephr 03 pencil brush into a mid-toned shade, and I'm extending the angle of my lower lash line to give me a perimeter, a border that I won't go below. This will keep the lift to my eye. I'm smudging this across my upper lash line. You can also take it it along your lower lash line if you want to do that too. And you can see it's already giving me a slight sort of shadowy lift. Next, I'm taking that Rephr 23 brush into a deep shade. I'm using a deep chocolate shade today. And since I have that shadow border created, I have a perimeter not to go below. And I'm doing basically the same thing we did with the pencil eyeliner. I'm swirling this and kind of scribbling it along the outer half of my eye right against my lash line. I'm going back to that Rephr 03 brush and dipping it into a slightly deeper mid-tone shade, and I'm smudging it right over what we just did. And I'm buffing it together with that dark eyeliner so that the two kind of blend together to create this gradient effect. And I start swirling it a little bit further out and extend it towards my inner corner to create kind of a smoky gradient effect. And you can see the lift we have going on here. And now it's time for the other eye. And on this eye, I'm starting with the deep shade and doing that same buffing technique right at the lash line on the outer half of the eye with that tiny Rephr 23 pencil brush. You need no skills to do this. And now I'm going back to that Rephr 03 brush and combining a couple of mid-tone shades. You can use whatever mid-tone shade you want. And I'm buffing it right into that deep shade we just placed and gradually extending it further and further out and in towards the inner corner of my eye and blending it outwards and up. However far you want to go, it's your preference. For me, I usually extend it outwards and up, always keeping my lower lash line angle in mind and extending it up towards my brow a little bit. That just gives me a nice eye lift without being too much. And to bring back some of that deeper pigment closer to the lash line, I'm just going back in with that Rephr 23 brush and dabbing a bit more close to the lash line. Now you can absolutely stop here and keep it simple with the lash lifting eyeliner we just did with eyeshadow. I just always feel like my eyes look a little more awake and lifted when I add a bit of mid-tone shadow or bronzer even in my crease and transition area, even in the outer third of my eye. It just gives my eyes a bit more dimension. It's completely optional, but it's something I do that takes maybe 20 to 30 more seconds. So let me know down below if you prefer doing this with eyeshadow or eyeliner. I get asked pretty frequently in my comment section about my soft, kind of smoky eyeliner lift effect that I do, and this is how I do it most times on a daily basis. It's so quick and easy. There I go, saying it again. So I have an entire challenging eyes series with various types of videos for eyeshadow, eyeliner that a lot of people have found very helpful. So if you want to check some of those videos out, you can find them here. I hope you found this helpful in some way. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoy everyday beauty made easy, because that's what my channel is all about. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!